the teasers dropped. And the fandom just went completely silent.
Literally silent.
Yeah. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was just turned upside down. Welcome to the deep dive.
Oh, I am so ready for this one.
Right. Because today we are opening up the Starscope K report to look at a move that is so bold, so completely unprecedented, that it has literally shaken the foundations of one of the biggest entertainment companies in South Korea.
It really has. I mean, the industry is just reeling.
We are talking about BLACKPINK's Jennie, bypassing the traditional agency playbook, dropping surprise music under her own label, and honestly, completely rewriting the rules of what a global pop superstar can do.
Yeah, the magnitude of this, it really cannot be overstated. We're looking at a fundamental disruption of a multi-billion-dollar industry model. It's a massive shift. And the ripples are being felt not just in Seoul, but across the entire global music ecosystem.
Exactly. So join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And today's stack of sources is, it's incredibly dense.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot.
We are pulling from Korean media articles, global chart data, and the massive 2026 IFPI Global Music Report. And all of these, disparate data points are pointing to one monumental shift.
Which is Jennie's unprecedented solo comeback strategy under her own label, OA Entertainment. And, the very complex, sort of precarious position this puts her original agency, YG Entertainment, in.
Right.
So let's unpack this bombshell. The headline that has every single timeline just blowing up right now, based on reports from Koreaboo and Soompi, is that Jennie is fast-tracking her brand new EP, Fallen Angel, for an August 28th, 2026 release.
Which is wild.
It is wild. Now, to the casual observer, that might just sound like a standard album drop. Like, okay, a singer is releasing music. But in the K-pop industry, the velocity of this release schedule is staggering.
It breaks all the rules.
Exactly. She just dropped a massive hit single, Less Than a Lover, on July 24th. And that was only months after her full studio album, Ruby, came out in March 2025.
Yeah. And to understand why this release cadence is causing such a shockwave, we really have to look at the historical architecture of the K-pop industry.
Right. The whole system.
Exactly. Traditionally, the industry is built on the infamous 7-year exclusive contract. You sign with a mega agency like YG, SM, or JYP, and they dictate every single aspect of your career.
Every single comeback, every styling choice.
Right. So a solo comeback for a member of a group as massive as BLACKPINK, it's usually a highly orchestrated, painfully slow affair. You might wait 2 or 3 years between single tracks because you're stuck in a corporate pipeline. You're waiting for your turn on the agency's master schedule.
Yeah, you can't overlap with another group's comeback.
Exactly.
But late in 2023, Jennie found, a third door. She didn't just renew her standard contract, and she didn't completely walk away from her group either. She established OA Entertainment. Odd Atelier.
A genius move, honestly.
Right. To manage her solo pursuits while maintaining a separate group contract with YG Entertainment specifically for BLACKPINK activities.
And it is the ultimate dual-track strategy. It gave her complete autonomy over her own recording and release schedule. She no longer has to pitch a concept to a boardroom of YG executives or wait for a marketing window that doesn't clash with another artist on their roster.
She just does what she wants.
Exactly. OA Entertainment operates as a completely sovereign entity, which is why she can drop a studio album, a massive summer single, and a new EP all within a 17-month window.
And the way she actually rolled out this new EP, Fallen Angel, it completely ignores the standard K-pop playbook. The teasers just hit. These incredibly mystical photos, a winged statue captioned saying, one day it'll all make sense.
Very cinematic.
It's very. Exploring themes human fallibility versus angelic purity. But normally, agencies keep unreleased music locked in a vault, guarded like state secrets, until the official teaser schedule begins.
Oh, absolutely.
But Jennie took a completely different route. She spent the entire summer of 2026 road testing unreleased tracks right in front of live audiences.
Yeah, she utilized the global festival circuit as a live testing ground. We saw her performing unreleased tracks like the title song Fallen Angel and this really heavy rhythmic anthem called Lock It Down to just massive crowds.
Huge crowds.
We're talking Governor's Ball in New York, Roskilde in Denmark, Opener in Poland, Mad Cool in Spain, and Summer Sonic in Japan.
Okay, I hear the strategic value in that global festival run, but I have to wonder about the domestic implications here. Because in K-pop, there is a very rigid traditional promotional circuit. You release the song, and then you spend weeks performing on Korean broadcast music shows, right?
Right, in Gigayo, Music Bank, M Countdown.
Exactly. It is a grueling rite of passage, but it is also how artists connect directly with their core domestic fandom. If you skip that circuit to debut songs at Western music festivals instead, aren't you essentially abandoning your home base? Like, it feels a bit like a highly anticipated Broadway show deciding to do its previews in London instead of New York.
That's a really good analogy. And under the old rules of K-pop, bypassing the domestic broadcast gatekeepers, that would absolutely be seen as a fatal error, or at least highly arrogant.
Right. The K-Nets would not be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the algorithm has completely changed the mechanics of virality. We are seeing a fundamental shift where global virality now directly feeds domestic success rather than the other way around.
Well, but isn't the Korean domestic market notoriously protective of its own platforms? Like Melon. A viral moment at a festival in Spain doesn't automatically translate to domestic chart domination in Seoul.
Historically, yes, that was true. But think about the ecosystem of modern fandoms. When Jennie debuts an unreleased track at a festival with 50,000 people, the fan cams explode.
Oh, Stan Twitter goes crazy.
Within minutes, high-quality, multi-angle vertical videos of Fallen Angel were dominating short-form platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts globally.
And the agencies have zero control over that.
None. This completely circumvented the traditional broadcast networks. It created intense, organic demand. It wasn't the agency issuing a press release telling fans to stream a new song. It was the fans themselves demanding the official audio because they had serious FOMO from the live performances.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, that live hype forced the official release. It created this groundswell of organic momentum that Korean netizens, or K-nets, were just as caught up in as international fans.
That is a brilliant pivot. So the FOMO from the global festivals actually hypercharged the domestic hype, completely bypassing the need to wake up at 3 a.m. for pre-recordings at traditional music shows.
Precisely. She proved that you don't need the legacy broadcast infrastructure if you know how to leverage algorithmic virality.
Which brings us to the visual side of this comeback. Because if you thought the festival strategy was bold, we have to talk about the music video that sparked 1,000 dating rumors and literally broke the internet.
Oh boy.
Before we get into that, though, if you love staying updated on your bias and all your favorites, make sure you subscribe to Starscope K Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Yeah, the marketing for the lead-in single, Less Than a Lover, which dropped on July 24th, it was just a masterclass in building tension.
It really was. In K-pop, agencies notoriously guard the illusion of availability. Idols are often subjected to intense scrutiny regarding their personal lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And even a baseless dating rumor can tank a company's stock price. So what does Jennie do? OA Entertainment releases a teaser Polaroid of Jennie leaning romantically on a mystery man's shoulder with a heart emoji placed deliberately over his face.
She essentially dropped a match into a fireworks factory.
She really did.
By leaning into the taboo of idol dating, she just reclaimed the narrative completely.
Netizens and international B-Links, the official name for BLACKPINK's fandom for anyone new, went into an absolute frenzy. They were zooming in on the background, analyzing the angles of his shoulders, trying to figure out who this mystery man was.
It was FBI-level investigating.
Truly. And the reveal was perfectly timed. The man in the Polaroid turned out to be Taiwanese model Nakai, acting alongside Jennie in this highly cinematic, gorgeously shot music video filmed in Girona, Spain.
And the production value was incredibly sophisticated. We are talking muted colors, intimate camera angles, a very European indie film aesthetic. But the most crucial detail here is the credits.
Right.
Jennie didn't just show up to set and hit her marks. She is credited as the director of the music video. She co-wrote the lyrics alongside producers Tyler Spry and Cashmere, and she oversaw the entire production of this lo-fi alt-pop ballad.
And that creative control is blindingly obvious when you look at the plot of the music video, which completely flips the traditional pop romance script. The narrative follows a summer romance, but the entire concept is about avoiding long-term romantic responsibility.
Yeah. It's very anti-fairy tale.
Right. The voiceover at the beginning basically lays it out. She just wants to enjoy the summer and keep things light. And the climax of the video is fascinating. Just as they are about to kiss on the beach, she pulls away. She actively chooses to walk away and keep it casual, which ties perfectly into the hook, more than a friend, but less than a lover.
It is a remarkably mature, boundary-setting narrative.
Yeah.
And analyzing how different segments of her audience reacted to this specific message, it offers a lot of insight.
The divide in the reaction was fascinating. International fans were heavily praising the creative control and the empowerment of it all. They loved seeing this autonomous visual where she is the one setting the terms of the relationship rather than playing the passive romantic interest.
Right.
But domestic K-nets, on the other hand, they were absolutely obsessed with the sonic shift. This track features a softer, vintage electric keyboard sound, which is a massive departure from the intense, heavy EDM and hip-hop beats that YG Entertainment traditionally produces for BLACKPINK. It felt very intimate, very raw.
And that dual appeal narrative, empowerment for the global audience, and a fresh, intimate sound for the domestic audience, it translated into some staggering metrics. The chart statistics for Less Than a Lover paint a picture of absolute market dominance. The track achieved gold certification on China's QQ Music, making her the only female solo artist to accomplish this in 2026.
The only one in the entire year. That is wild.
It's massive. Furthermore, it hit #1 in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. It charted globally on the Billboard Global 200 at number 26. And tying back to your earlier point about skipping the domestic promotional circuit, the song won South Korea's M Countdown music show 2 weeks in a row.
Wait, she won a Korean music show broadcast without even showing up?
She didn't make a single broadcast appearance.
Okay, in K-pop terminology, that is the ultimate flex. Winning without attending is the hallmark of an all-kill mentality, where an artist's digital streams and sheer organic popularity are so overwhelming that they sweep the charts and take home the trophies without having to play the industry's traditional political games.
Exactly. It serves as empirical proof that her independent festival-first strategy worked flawlessly. But, this level of independent success brings us to the core tension of today's deep dive. What does OA Entertainment's triumph mean for the traditional K-pop machine? Because when you look at the macroeconomic data, there is a massive contradiction playing out.
Oh, this is the part I was waiting for. Let's get into the 2026 IFPI Global Music Report, because the contrast here is where the story gets really juicy.
Yes, let's do it.
According to this report, global recorded music revenues hit an all-time record of $31.7 billion. And the prevailing narrative pushed by the major traditional record labels within this report is very clear. They argue that only legacy corporate infrastructure can provide the strategic compass and commercial scale necessary for talent to break through.
The quote, right?
Yeah. They are basically telling the world, you need our massive machine for global dominance.
And that has been the traditional industry line for decades. The belief is that only a major agency has the capital, the physical distribution networks, the supply chain for manufacturing albums, and the marketing muscle to operate at a truly global scale.
But if the traditional label machine is the ultimate luxury cruise ship you supposedly need to cross the ocean, Jennie just built her own speedboat and got there twice as fast.
I love that analogy.
Thanks. But I want to understand the actual mechanics of this. How is OA Entertainment, this newly formed independent label, achieving this massive commercial scale? How does she fund the music videos? Who is physically distributing the albums if she doesn't have YG's supply chain? Because we know physicals are huge in K-pop. The photo cards, the photo books.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the ecosystem shift here is brilliant, and it really comes down to leveraging modern tech infrastructure. A modern independent label like OA Entertainment doesn't need to build a physical supply chain from scratch.
Yeah.
Instead, Jennie takes the massive, undeniable global brand recognition and the capital she built while working within the YG system, and she uses it to lease distribution pipelines from massive tech companies and global distributors. Think companies like ADA or The Orchard.
So she brings the audience, and they just provide the plumbing.
Exactly. She maintains ownership of her master recordings. She hires lean, specialized teams for specific projects rather than maintaining a massive corporate payroll. And she uses these tech distributors to push the music to Spotify, Apple, and physical retailers globally. What OA Entertainment gives her is absolute agility. She doesn't have to navigate corporate bureaucracy.
Oh, wow. So when the headlines say YG Entertainment is shaking, it's not because Jennie is failing. It's because the legacy label's monopoly on talent has completely eroded.
Precisely. The stock market reacts to certainty, and for years, YG's valuation was heavily tied to their exclusive control over BLACKPINK's every waking moment. Jennie proved that an idol can generate massive global revenue and cultural impact entirely outside of that legacy infrastructure.
That's terrifying for them.
The fear for these traditional agencies is that the speedboat model becomes the new standard for established stars.
And yet, despite this incredible solo independence, the group legacy is fully intact, which may be the most surprising outcome of all this. Like a few years ago, everyone assumed this dual-track strategy would lead to a hiatus or a quiet disbandment. You know how it usually goes.
Oh, the dreaded indefinite hiatus.
Right. But BLACKPINK just celebrated their 10th anniversary on August 8th, 2026, in Seoul. And earlier this year, in February, they dropped their mini-album Deadline and wrapped up a massive world tour in Hong Kong.
They are actively disproving the old industry myth that a group must sacrifice individual autonomy to survive.
Yeah.
They are proving that you can maintain the legendary status and the collective power of the group under a legacy agency while operating as a completely sovereign business entity for your solo work.
And OA's independence hasn't shrunk her footprint, it has expanded it. In fact, the entire Hallyu wave is riding that same expanding tide. Just look at the 2026 MTV VMA nominations that Soupy reported on recently.
Oh, the nomination list is a testament to the genre's permanent global footprint, and specifically, the power of these solo ventures.
Lisa just scored 4 solo nominations for her dream short film music video. Best Pop, Best K-Pop, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing.
Incredible.
And BLACKPINK, as a collective group, snagged a nomination for JNMP. Plus, we have to shout out the rest of the Hallyu wave dominating the VMAs this year. BTS got 2 nods for Swim, Losa Resivim is in for Spaghetti, Katsy scored 2 for Pinky OP, and the Rookie Monsters Chorus earned 2 for Red Red. For anyone new to the space, Rookie Monsters is a term for a newly debuted group, like the Mackinac of the industry, that immediately dominates the charts and sweeps awards. The Hallyu wave isn't just a wave anymore, it is the ocean.
And that ocean is increasingly being navigated by artists who are demanding the helm of their own ships. The financial and cultural success of Atelier is going to be studied in boardrooms across Seoul for years to come.
It really is a real-time revolution in the industry. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as we watch these independent eras unfold, because the landscape is shifting daily.
It is shifting, and it forces us to ask a very provocative question as we look to the future. If Jennie can seamlessly balance a highly lucrative, independent, high-speed solo career with a legendary legacy group contract, what does this mean for the next generation of K-pop idols?
Oh, that's a good point.
Are we witnessing the final days of the traditional 7-year exclusive agency contract? When the next generation of trainees debut, will they demand odd Atelier-style independence from day one rather than waiting 7 years to earn it? The balance of power has shifted, and the traditional agencies are going to have to adapt their business models or risk losing their top talent entirely.
You've been listening to Star Scoop K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.